transformation has become a subject of fancy. Okay, everybody needs a transformation, and the word digital transformation, that really excites people. That we want to do digital transformation, some new project, some new funding, people will do. But when I, as a transformation consultant, if I go to anybody, I first ask, see, what exactly is driving your thought on.
Hello everyone, my name is Vaibhav Arora and we are back again with yet another podcast. Today we have with us Mrs. Subhamita Bose. So before starting the podcast, I'd like to give a brief introduction about ma'am. Ma'am has done her BTech from IIT Calcutta in the field of computer science. She is also an alumni of IIM Calcutta. Apart from that, she has an 8 years working experience with Cognizant and also a 8 years working experience with ENY. She is currently the Director of IT at Fiserv. So I would like ma'am, first of all, like to thank ma'am for accepting a request for coming to the podcast. And I would like you to start with giving a brief introduction about your company and what are your day-to-day responsibilities. And I generally ask what are your KPIs and KRAs, but since you're a director of IT, it's difficult for me to ask that question. But just you can go ahead with what are your day-to-day responsibilities in your company and what your company is about.
Sure. Thank you so much, Vaibhav. First of all, thank you. Your team has done really good job in actually coordinating and adjusting to my schedule. So thank you for that. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to have this conversation, Vaibhav. Very correctly said. I have been in industry now. I feel really pretty high. I think, it's already an adult. Like the day when I started, it's already a person who has born at that time would be an adult by the start. So it has been 18 years in the industry. I started, as you said, Vaibhav, I started from Cognizant. It was my first company just immediately after college. So full of excitement, full of fun. It was more like a school for me, from where I actually learned what is corporate world. Okay. So maybe the best part about Cognizant in my life was, it has been a company which has taught me, or which has given me the base to survive and strive through all challenges across my career, right? So I started as a Java developer, as you said, yes, I have done my computer science engineering. So very typical job, Java developer, which is absolutely essential in the market. I started with that, but then immediately I moved to CRM, that is Customer Relationship Management Technologies. I went abroad, I learned the stakeholder management, relationship management, understood the business of customer relationship management. And then around, say, 6-7 years experience when I moved to the domain, which actually gave me my career, I would say, because I moved to marketing technologies. At that time, it was very, very niche. At that time, it was very new in the market. But I just took a leap of faith that let me try something new. And I moved to marketing technology. Then I joined, after 9 years in Cognizant, I joined EY. I played multiple roles there, which will be, I'm sure, for all the students, very common thing to hear. I started as a marketing campaign manager, marketing account manager. Then I moved to transformation manager for marketing analytics. And then I actually became a marketing consulting manager. So basically, first 3 roles, I was serving for EY, but the last one where I actually started doing marketing consulting manager, so I was actually earning for EY. So basically a revenue generation team it was. So we were working for external organization, providing that consulting service. Now, all these things were happening, and then I moved to Fiserv. So I'm not sure if you can pronounce it correctly, but it is known as Fiserv Financial Services. Fiserv actually changed my life. So this is an organization which I would say is the very up-to-date and the market organization. We are in digital payments. So if I can ask you, Weber, what comes in your mind when digital payments come in picture?
I think Google Pay because that's the one app I use. It's like I don't have so much money in my bank account, but I'm so addicted to using Google Pay. It's like I am Ambani and everything I'm doing Google Pay only.
Yes, exactly. So, anything when we call about digital payments, anything which comes in our mind where we are not using cash. That's what, like, we are using digital payment methods. So Fiserv is an organization which has a vision of giving people a better lifestyle. So anything where cash is not involved, where all the digital payments are coming in picture, be it cards, be it UPI payments like Google Pay, we are there. So I'll just give you a little bit more background about this organization so that you know how much it is related to the real world, to the current world. And I am so excited to talk about the company today with all of the students here. Now, we are headquartered in the US, though we started from US, but we have a huge presence in the LATAM region, in EMEAs, as well as in Asia Pacific region. In India, we became biggest after demonetization. So we support all organizations from small kirana shop to an enterprise. We take care of world's biggest bank like Bank of America or Wells Fargo or PNC to India's biggest bank. So Weber, which is India's biggest bank?
It must be SBI.
Absolutely. We take care of SBI's cards. So that is our products. And whenever you do any payment, any transactions, okay, where you see in India, ICICI machines are there, please be assured that the slip which is coming out, that would be having our name. So if you look back, if you look behind the slip, you will see Fiserv or First Data. That's our organization. So anything which happens from setting up a terminal to somebody, like to the moment we do a transaction, it goes to the merchant's bank, to the networks, which is MasterCard, Visa, and like we have our two networks also. We have our own products as well, which is Excel and Star. And then going to my bank to validate if I am a valid customer or not, like if I have the credit to pay things properly or not, and then bringing back, even doing the like final statement for the day for any shop, or for us when we give the monthly payment, everything comes as our product and services. Okay, we create tunnels, applications, terminals to ensure all these transaction happens seamlessly. And in India, along with SBI, you can think of another big private bank, HDFC. We work with them. We work with Kotak. We work with ICICI on their payment machines. And also for the UPI payments, MobiKwik and GeoPay is something which we deal with. We support them for their payment transactions. Right?
Is it like end-to-end about you do end-to-end work for digital payments, like from the customer
Absolutely.
to the final like the business, the end-to-end service
Absolutely.
for the digital payments?
So if you can think, Vaibhav, like the moment you do a payment transaction, how it goes, you will make a transaction, say you're using a card. So we provide card. If you are using SBI cards, so we enable, like we manage the cards of SBI. So you do a transaction on, say, ICICI like portal, like ICICI machine. Okay. The moment the slip will come out, that is us. So we enable those, we provision those machines. Now, the moment you do the transaction, it goes to merchant's bank. Okay. So basically, the place where you are doing, say, if you do in Chroma, say for that matter, Chroma has our systems enabled. So if you do at Chroma, so it will go to Chroma's bank account. Okay. Then you have a MasterCard, say. Okay. It will go to MasterCard. Then it will go to your bank account. Okay. It will validate whether you are a valid customer or not, who is actually doing the transaction. Are there any disputes? Are there any credit history? We cannot
when
even
you say
think.
Go there, it's about the information that goes there for processing.
Absolutely. You can think of like few seconds within which we do the transaction and we get the slip back. Within this few seconds, all these steps happens.
This verification steps happen.
Absolutely. And we provide the software, the tunnel, the application which are talking to each other and returning back. The whole system is one thing which we enable. Does it make sense?
It absolutely cleared my doubt, which was initially that was bubbling in. It absolutely cleared my doubt. While you were giving your answer that you have been in industry for 18 years, a very pertinent question came to mind is, what technology shift that you have seen from initially joining industry at Cognizant to now working as a director of IT? What technology shift have you seen in these 18 years? If you can tell us something about that. I think you've seen multiple new technologies coming up during these 18 years. So you can tell us about that and the progress of India as a nation in terms of technology.
See, one thing which I would say with the very basic thing, when I look at 18 years back to today, 18 years back, most of the IT organization, they will provide only desktops. Okay. Today, we cannot even imagine. We don't need desktops, but everybody will have laptop. At that time, I think only certain designation and above, they were privileged to get a laptop, a handheld device. You know, we cannot even, like, if we give a fresher today a desktop and say you have to work here, trust me, the person will run away. No, we do not want to work with you, right? So that's a very basic change. Now, apart from that, see, one thing which I always keep on saying, and I'll again repeat it for everybody's interest, the business has changed over period, okay? And the technologies have evolved based on the business. So one thing which is very important to understand, that if the technology is a backbone of the business is actually our head, okay? We cannot work with only technology without thinking that what exactly the business benefit is out of it. So at that time also, there were things like, the website needs to be created. Today also it is there, but the ease with which today we can use the frameworks, different systems which can drag and drop and build a particular website, it was not there at that time. We had to write lines and lines of like codes, okay? Today also those codes are written, but there are IT organization, product organization, which has made our life simple by creating certain frameworks, a certain application from where we can just drag and drop things and can build. So one of the major shift has been on that. Then again, the CRM part where I was belonging to, and I still am connected.
Ma'am, I'll just ask one part in between. Sorry to interrupt in your answer.
No problem. Tell me, please.
Because the thing was coming into mind, I think businesses transform and do technologies follow up. Is it like that? Because now businesses demand new things and now technology is also coming up with new things. Is it the other way around, or new technologies are coming up and based on that businesses are built? So what do you think?
It's both. Okay, it's a two-way communication which is happening. See, when I talk about transformation to my customers, I always say, at times transformation has become a subject of fancy. Okay, everybody needs a transformation, and the word digital transformation, that really excites people. That we want to do digital transformation, some new project, some new funding, people will do. But when I, as a transformation consultant, if I go to anybody, I first ask, see, what exactly is driving your thought on transformation? Okay. Typically, it should be some business need. Now, that business need can be that my competitors are today doing better job using certain applications which are fast than what I am using. So that means I need a technology revamping within my organization. I need to transform my technology stack to come up at par with my competitors. So, it's about like some people will build the technology to enable certain businesses and certain businesses are ready to take the risk of using that technology. If that clicks, they become a champ in the industry. Then that gets followed up by similar organizations or people with similar kind of business. So it's like, I would always say it's more of egg chicken kind of things. Both runs hand on hand. Okay. So it's like if new technology comes in, then the organization gets a demand of transformation. If they need a transformation, like in terms of, I want to reduce my workforce, give them better technology so that they can be faster or anything, then they will actually tell the technology team, can you do something like this? Can you build something which is more efficient for us, more cost optimizer for us? So it's a hand on hand thing. It cannot be separated. Okay. But it's important to understand that what is the business need you're trying to address through any change.
Because another example that came to my mind is where businesses are following technology, means technology is ahead and businesses are catching up, is two examples. One is of crypto and blockchain technology. The technology has come up, but we still don't know how to build businesses around it. We know it's a useful technology that will be used in the future, but how to build businesses around it is still. And another technology is metaverse. We know that it will be something that will be huge in the future, but at this moment, we don't know how to build businesses around it. The technology is there.
So on the first one, I would say an organization like ours, which is in financial technology, okay, we are enabling that. We are thinking on those lines that when you pay the transaction through, say, cards or through your net banking, is it possible that you can pay through cryptos? Right? So think of that, like there are specialized organizations who are using these. And again, metaverse is actually all about giving an end-to-end customer experience across, like by making just the person not moving anywhere in the world,
yes,
but still the person feels. Now you can think of anything where, like it's more of, I would say, you making people not to travel anywhere, but still giving that experience, holistic experience or everything. Now, every organization, be it like say infrastructure, to be it say any experience center, everybody is building that, making sure that you do not have to travel, you do not have to do anything. So there are these different fields, like even automobile industry. Okay, they're making you sit at home and buy a car. How? Okay, they're using that kind of concept. So there are industries who are trying it out, who are looking at these technologies and see how best it is going to serve our business. So you are right. That's the reason I said the new technology comes in, even the technologist comes with some kind of industry in mind. So nobody builds a product without any thought. Okay, they came with some kind of thought, okay, probably it will help this kind of industry. And then they have built, and that spreads across. So business strategists, they spread across that technology to multiple others. So that's how it looks like. So does it make sense?
Yes, and while I was reading books of marketing, I read a very famous quote. It's like any technology that makes people lazy is something that will stay. So
very true. Very true. And remember one more thing, like every 20 years, okay, it has been seen a trend from past 40, 60 years. Every 20 years, there is a mega shift of technology. If you can think of 40 years back, suddenly computers came in picture. Okay, computers came to different people. Like it was not like, just industry, but to people. 20 years back, mobile phone. Okay, I bought my first mobile phone the next day when I joined job. Before that, I was not even having phone, but still we used to hang out with friends. Still we used to coordinate over land phone and say, oh, you will stand there at this time. We cannot even imagine that today, right, Weber? So, now probably this is the time of, say, crypto and metaverse. So we will see a shift happening, say, every 20 years. It's just, again, some data points which I'm talking about. It might happen much sooner than that if there are really sharp minds which are coming up. But we have seen such trends which are actually world changing, which are actually industry changing. So I'm also really looking forward to see how these things actually impact our life.
Ma'am, talking of impact, I was thinking of in terms of your business, I would like to know two things. One is the impact of COVID on your business, because I think your industry or your business would be one of the business that would have benefited from COVID. And another is the impact of, say, internet and geo. I wanted to know that also, with internet getting so cheap in India, from like say paying 300 rupees for just 10 GB to paying 499 for 84 GB. So impact of that as well as impact of COVID on your business and in terms of technology as well.
So you're very, very correct when you say our industry got benefited most. True, absolutely true. Not only my current organization, even my previous organization, EY, we are in the consulting business, and you can imagine if you do well, organization will come to a consulting business to understand how you can sustain or how you can retain that good work. If you do bad, again, we will be consulted that what is that we can do better. So at our industry, yes, of course, has actually done pretty well during this period. And when I talk about that, I'll probably, I should not have taken my company basis industry. It's more of like marketing, I would say. So marketing has moved over last few decades vastly to digital. Okay. Now, previously, what we used to think when we used to think about marketing, a TV ad, a hoarding,
or banner outside, yeah.
Banner outside, hoarding, a leaflet, a pamphlet, right? How would you measure that? That whether people are knowing about it or not. Now, marketing technology coming in picture is giving people the ability to measure that how their work is being accepted. Marketing is a very, I love this subject, Vabha, because it's a beautiful combination of your right brain and a left brain. So marketing works with and marketing technology, I would say marketing technology is the area where your all logical thinking comes in picture, whereas reaching people at the right time through the right channel, okay, and to the right segment of audience, that is actually a creativity, okay, with the right set of messaging. What if you go to a shop, what suddenly makes you feel, oh, I'm going to buy, versus what makes you feel, oh, no, even the shop is very good, I'll not buy. So that kind of hot process check, okay, that is so much in digital. So during this COVID period, many companies, they have actually moved to that place. Many companies were just kirana shop, they moved to e-commerce world, which was very beneficial for us. They came to us asking how we can build a website and from where how we can set up payment gateway. It was absolutely a beneficial thing for us.
Absolutely.
Right?
Like so, every I'm sorry to interrupt you. Like everywhere I see those QR codes hanging, because I see very small shops and they have a QR code and they say, even yesterday I went to a Xerox place and I didn't carry cash and I said, Kitna hua? He said 2 rupees, give it in my QR. So even 2 rupees transactions are having with the QR code.
See, we do not have to worry about changes, right? Like, that used to be such a big struggle in India, right? Oh, bhaiya change nahi diya, ye kuch nahi kiya. So, like that kind of thing. So it's important to understand that how this whole period of COVID has actually helped our business to be more robust, to understand, again, as you said, make people lazy, but yet productive, right? So yes, we are not moving. Like I do not go to do any grocery shop. I have all kind of applications at my mobile. Within 15 minutes, if my mom wants something, if my son wants something, I can just order and it will be arriving. So yes, to the short answer of your question, COVID period, of course, helped industry like ours, where we could enable many business on digital platform. Okay. I'm sorry, what was the second question?
The second question was about Geo and the impact of internet on your business, because even in terms of marketing, Geo brought in digital marketing with making internet so cheap.
So you just answered that, I guess, like, yesterday when you went to that small like shop of Xerox. So this is what is the power of internet. Okay. And that's what our like India's industrialist, India's businessmen, they are trying, like this is one thing which they are trying their best to ensure that everybody, be it like, any part of the country sitting, they have a mobile phone which has an internet. They can make the transactions through that. They can get all information. They can read news through that. Though I miss the newspaper days, but still, you can think of so many trees used to cut to build, like to create, like make those newspapers. So all these things, internet has actually brought the total world very close to us. A small box of, some packets, so which is floating all around, has brought this whole world so close to us that at any point we can talk to anybody across the world. See, trust me, I remember still those days when I used to call my uncle in the London, like he was in London, and we used to book trunk calls. Okay, so that, we will call you, and every time he'll shout, "Oh, hello, I'm calling from London." And then we was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah." But now, if you call your colleague who is in London and you shout, he'll say, "Why are you screaming? I can hear you clearly." Right? So that's the power of internet. That's the power of networking, I would say. The technology which we always think, okay, it exists, but we do not care about. But networking is the biggest power which we have got in past 20 years, I would say.
And also yesterday I was reading, not yesterday, few days back, where these Google Pay, Paytm, these are getting popular and popular. It's like nowadays you can forget your wallet, but you can't forget your mobile.
True. And you know what, like I think around 10 years back, I remember I was having conversation with one of my friend. He just came from, I think, some state of China. And I remember he saying that China at that time has that kind of facility that only using a mobile, somebody is passing doors, or somebody's, just showing or tapping mobile and crossing for a metro. And then when you're walking down, so we talk about all metaverse, right? So I remember he's saying that I was walking down the street, and suddenly when I crossed one shop, I got a leisure, like, something printed on leisure, and suddenly popping up. It was scary, but then I saw it was a restaurant and it was putting its all menu. So we are still behind. There are countries which is like our neighbor country, which was much more ahead in the terms of technology. But India is also moving ahead with all the brains what we have. I think we are doing pretty good today.
And ma'am, coming to, I saw in your CV a term called marketing technologist. You also mentioned in some of your answers, but we'd like to understand in a more creative or in a more depth what marketing technologist is basically.
Okay. So, like, I think you guys are champ in business. So you are doing MBA, you know this best. The easiest thing which we make in our world or in our business is to make or bring up words or sentence which are very simple to understand. Whatever the word marketing technology means, it means exactly that. Anything, any technology which is enabling marketing is marketing technology. Now, think of a business. Okay, so say you are going to set up a business, right? And you have something like maybe some stuffs to sell, right? So so what is the first thing which say I will do? Maybe I am your potential buyer. What's the first thing which I will do? Think about it. What is that? How I will find you?
Maybe if I am on the online, depending if I'm online or offline. So if I'm online, you
So when we are talking about today's world, think we have online. So I will first go and look at Google.
Yes, search.
Right? Search. So immediately the word comes is whether your website is actually, or whether your offering is actually appearing on search or not. So the thing which comes in a concept or technology comes in picture, which is called SEO or SEM, search engine optimization or search engine marketing, right? Search engine optimization is you have done your karma, you are really good. Google thinks you're good. You're putting a keyword and immediately your page is appearing. Search engine marketing, you're still behind, but you're paying to get some eyeballs. So from there, the moment you click on a landing page, a link, so that's a website, right? So the CMS, the content management system, what we say, so that actually resides on, there are multiple technologies today to build a web page. So multiple technology, if you Google there, but most of the enterprise, most of the large organization today uses Adobe's Experience Manager. Okay, we call it AEM. Okay, so Adobe has a big marketing cloud, and that's what we call it, AEM. So from search technology, we land to a web page, which is on, say, a marketing place. So we call it content management system. So there are multiple technologies around it. All enterprise today are using AEM, but then there are WordPress. Then there can be even links of, say, social media. So Twitters, then blogs on WordPress or multiple other places like LinkedIn blogs. So it can land you there. So all these are content marketing. Okay, so different platform where you are providing information to your customer that you exist and what do you sell. Okay, now when you do this, how you would know that I am interested? You need to sell me something, right? You're selling something which I need to buy, I need to pay. So there has to be a form, there has to be some way you are capturing my information, right? So the system which is actually working in the back end, so there can be a marketing automation system. Okay, we call it like marketing automation, which opens up, say, a form on the content management system, takes my information, grab it, push it to your CRM system.
It could be maybe like creating an account, like we create an account on a website.
Exactly. So you getting my information, you getting my email ID so that you know, and my address so that you know where you will send the product. Okay, so that sits on a marketing automation. So in today's world, there are multiple marketing automation platform again. So there are B2B automation platform, then there are B2C automation platform. So like if I just take the big players here, so in Adobe's world, Marketo is a B2B product, whereas Adobe Campaign, that's a B2C product. Then in Salesforce world, which is again a huge world, right? So then Salesforce Marketing Cloud, SFMC, is a B2C product, whereas Pardot is a B2B product. Then there are other 1,000 Oracle worlds, there are Eloqua, there are hybrids, there are multiple other technologies today exist. All these technology helps us to nurture this lead. So whatever information you have got about me, I am your lead. Yes. Right? So that lead needs to be nurtured. You need to nurture me so that finally I pay you money and I buy your product. Yes. Right? So once I buy your product, so there has to be, of course, a lot of customer relationship work. You have to take review. You have to understand whether I'm actually happy with it. So that's a typical way. Previously, it never used to be like this. Even now, also certain like commodities or like in the FMMC side, where we are like fast moving goods, where we do not really always look for feedback, but still, Google and other way of, looking at feedback forms that actually helps us to be on top of, the customer's view. Because today, if Sachin Tendulkar is putting up an ad or Ranveer Singh is putting up an ad, we'll never trust it. We'll go and do some research, right? That whether actually that product is good or not. It's not like 20 years back. So it's important to take that feedback cycle and make your customer, which is me, a loyalty customer. How? Like, you asking me, can you share my product? Or if I myself feel, I've got amazing experience with Vaibhav's product, so I will share. All these things comes with a technology package. And all these technology are underlined by analytics. Okay. So this is what we call end-to-end of marketing technology. So anyway, how we are touching our customer, making them aware that we exist, for them to consider us as a potential vendor or potential like shop to buy, to doing the purchase, to like having us like a retained customer, and then finally making us a loyalty customer, okay, or making us an advocate of their product. All these things today are very much powered by many technologies. And all these technologies together we called as marketing technology. Does it make sense?
Makes absolute sense because I understood everything that from the customer starting point, that is generally what we call in marketing is the awareness part. From the awareness to the consideration, where you nurture the customer, to the final action that you perform that we call conversion.
Purchase, yeah, correct.
And then ultimately is the retention that you are able to make him a loyal customer. So the whole journey and the use of technology in that journey is marketing technologies. Somewhat.
Absolutely. So marketing technology as well as marketing and sales technology. So the moment that purchase happens, right? Even retention. So we do a lot of sales technology alignment. So marketing and sales, they work very much hand on hand. And it's important to understand the difference, but it's important to understand that they need to go together, right? So that's how this whole marketing technology world works.
And ma'am, coming as a marketing technologist, what do you feel are the key skills if you want to excel in this field? Key skills, and see, I am not a very big fan of recommending certifications, but if you like to recommend certain certifications that you can do, so what are the key skills that you feel are responsible in this field if you want to go ahead as a marketing technologist?
Okay, so first of all, you need to understand the market. It's very, very important. Okay, if you do not understand the market, you cannot suggest what would be the right way of marketing. Okay, so the technologies, to be honest, I'm not very fan of telling you tools. Okay, because tools will come and go. Right? So if you understand this point that, you have to make people aware, you have to make people consider you, you have to do the conversion. If you understand those parts, then you can plug and play any tool, right? Yes. So when I moved to marketing technology, trust me, I had zero knowledge about it. Okay. It was just a leap of faith. Okay, so I just went to my director at that time. I just said that, I have done enough CRM. I really want to do something else because I personally feel probably, and this is something which is an advice to probably many of you, it might be useful. I always feel first 4 to 5 years, we should observe the industry in our career. Okay, it's important because that is the time we understand that what we want to do and what we do not want to do. Okay, that period of say 6-7 years to 10-12 years, that is a very decision making period of anybody's career. That is the time you get the maturity to take a decision that, okay, I want to do maybe in this area, I want to stick to technology, I want to stick to project management, I want to stick to people management, anything, or I want to stick to business strategy, right? So it's important that at least in this particular, in the marketing technology, like I took a switch around 7-8 years when I was in, I think 7 years experience I was. At that time, I took a shift and it worked very well for me because one of my leader who was in CRM, I still remember him, and we are absolutely connected. He came to me and at that time he asked me, when I moved to marketing technology, though I knew him from my first day of, cognizant days, but he never knew me. Okay. But when I moved to marketing technology, I gave him one presentation and then he's like, oh, that's so wonderful. So Subhamita, which MBA college have you passed from? And I was looking at him that, I've known you from past 7-8 years and you never realized that I'm part of a CRM technology. But the moment I shifted to something else, which is a marketing, and I presented this, you suddenly felt that, which MBA college I have passed from, I've not done my MBA. So that was a calling, to be honest. That was something which gave me a kick that probably, this is what is my line, where I understand customers, I understand what is to be sold in which particular direction, and a very, very deep hunger of knowing technology behind each of them. So maybe I started by a very basic exercise. I still remember maybe 10 years back that if I have to, like, as I explained, if I have to do something, if I have to find something, what are the technologies which will help me? If I have to appear somewhere, what are the technologies which I have to do? So connecting all these systems, looking at the data, just be very open and think yourself as a customer who is going to a shop. What are the ways you are going to communicate or think? The moment you will realize that, you will understand you have understood the marketing world, and then just plug and play all the technologies together. Since I had a technology background, it made me, like, really, it was a cakewalk for me to look at that. Does it make sense?
Yes, means what you're basically trying to say is that keep the basics of understanding the customer, that is at the core. Technologies will come and go. You just have to use those tools in order to enhance whatever the basic you're trying to do. The basic of
Absolutely.
uh,
Absolutely. See, basic of everything is, you have a product, you have to sell and earn. So that's the basic, whatever fancy name we give to it, right? So be very clear on that. And if somebody really want to study, trust me, in today's world, everybody has become a digital marketing guru, and you will search, you will find everything on internet. And I'm not saying anything is wrong. So everything is good. But my point is, understand whether you really want to be there. You understand, you want to go to that world or not.
another thing popped up in my head is that today everybody is an influencer and everybody knows is a guru, because everywhere I see on LinkedIn is an influencer, everybody. Uh,
And there is this marketing concept, is the influencer marketing. I'm sure you have heard about it. It's a very, very known concept, influencer marketing. But what is making them a trusted one is something which anybody say, it's a very interesting subject. I can go hours after hours, but due to interest of time, I'll not go. But if you ever look at Vaibhav around the search engine marketing concept, okay, so there is a very interesting concept of, like, why somebody will trust you, trust your website. Are you authentic? Are you trusted one? Are you actually having the authority to speak on behalf of something? So there are multiple such layers which Google looks at when Google provides you ranking, when Google considers you that you are somebody to be eligible to be listed on their search page. So it's important to understand those concepts before we actually present ourselves in www, right? So that's like what we World Wide Web, whatever we say, right? So it's important to understand that part, right?
yes, ma'am. And another point that I would like to ask to you is something related to CV building. In terms of if you want to go in the field of marketing, in general marketing, I will not specializely say marketing technology. What are your things? First of all, if you have certain points for how to build a CV, certain like how to mark, how to raise your point, how to write points in your CV, and then if you want to go in marketing, if you could have some additional things that you can highlight, that your recruiter will say, okay, he has this, so he can be a good person that would be help in our marketing. So if general CV points and as well as specific to marketing, if you have for CV.
Sure. See, again, I have changed only 3 organizations. So I am not one of the best in giving this advice. But when I look at a CV, I really do not get fascinated by people saying, oh, vision of my life is to become a great human being and serve the world. Like, I do not care, to be honest, because that is your personal vision. And I always say to all the team members of mine and to everybody, whoever I speak, like I've done a session with another IIM, so I say that there as well. Work is just part of your life. Do not connect it. Like, yes, if you're connecting it to your vision, it's fine, but it is not heart of your life. It's just giving you the money which will help you to live a healthy life. Okay, so it's important that you focus on that. When you're writing your CV, write what you know and what you want to do. Okay, because many times what people fail is they aspire to get in some role, okay, but in their CV all the baggages are written, right? So be very clear in the first para or anywhere where you are citing what you are and like what you have done and what you want to do. Okay, it's important to write that. See, in marketing there are 1,000 keywords and I don't need to tell you. You can Google and you can find it out. But put your achievements in the like next to your summary. Put your achievements. Put your key technology knowledge or key skills very clearly in one, maybe say left hand side. Okay, so make sure your CV is your first face. Okay, no need to put a picture for that matter. Okay, trust me, I many people I've seen, they put a picture. It's good, but at times it's in people's mind, right? They might not like your face and they might say, oh, it's okay, that guy looks over smart or this girl looks really too pretty, I'll take. Nothing like that. You don't need to see, your knowledge should speak. I've gone with multiple interview where people have said your resume speaks your experience, and what you are saying I can absolutely relate. That was a big certificate for my resume, I personally felt, and that it happened when I was joining EY. So there was a person who was around 60 years old, he from the US. He was taking my interview and I was really so happy to hear that when he told that your resume is speaking your experience and what you are saying, I can absolutely resonate to that. Don't fake out, because trust me, the person who is taking interview will understand. Never say in interview that, give me this opportunity, I will do good. You have your skill, okay? The interviewer is just a medium for you to connect to the organization. You do not have to sit and plead for your skill. If you are skilled, you will be getting selected. Put very clear comment on your, do not repeat, by the way. We always tend to do that mistake. If you're putting something on your accomplishment, you do not have to repeat it again when you are describing your project-wise experience. Okay, so there is no point in repeating information. Once it's done, and try to make sure your summary and accomplishment has most of the things. And then you can put project wise or organization wise, or even for juniors. Today I would say, just be on LinkedIn. Just be on LinkedIn. Look at people's profile. Look at how people write about themselves, and just follow that. It's not going to, and trust me, when somebody will be in real need, you will be picked up. Even if how shady your resume is, you will be picked up, because you are existing because of your skills. And the company need you to perform as per your skills. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, it makes sense. And also, yeah, that part is very important, because I see a lot of people, just to get selected, they write things like, I did this and did that. And suddenly when they are asked in the interview, their impact is this much, but they have written it like, I have did such a big thing. So it's very important that whatever you write in your CV, you're actually able to justify it in an interview.
Absolutely. And remember, like, one quality which every interviewer look at is, I do not mind you not knowing things, but I want you to be genuine. I want to see that interest in you, that you have the scalability. Okay. Like, every organization will give you training as per their need. What I studied in engineering, I'm not maybe, okay, sorry, I think for a while it got stopped. Yeah, so everything what we studied in engineering might not be applicable in our business. So business will train us according to, but what business looks at is your attitude. Are you trainable? Are you flexible? And first few years of your career, trust me, I would always say, don't be too choosy in terms of what work you have been assigned. Be very open. Everything is going to, and remember, when you're writing your resume, if you don't want to do something, okay, don't forget to like add that part. Put it in a beautiful story. In MBA, that's what you guys learn, right? How to build a story, right? So that's important. Make a story that from there, how I'm connecting my career, how I have grown up, because that is what makes you a complete person, right? No experience in your career is going to give you any kind of, like, pull you ever down. It's always it will enhance your profile. So make sure you bring out those things in your profile and in your interview as well.
Earlier also, while you were answering, you raised a very valid point. I forgot to mention it then, but again, you raised that point, is that we means the youth of today or people who are in the MBA, they're like, you have to decide what you have to do. You have to be very precise that if you're going to an industry, I want to be this role, I want to have like 2 years, this thing, this thing, this thing. But you raised a very important point, like 4 to 5 years, go in the industry, understand the business, understand yourself in the industry, not sitting in MBA and say that मैं industry में जाऊंगा, that I'll do this, do this, do this. Go there actually and then understand and then decide, okay,
Absolutely.
where I need to go.
Absolutely. You cannot expect a school student to, like, today, like, parents are too focused. They want their kids to do this and that and become a rocket science person. It doesn't work like that. You be there, you understand the subject, you take a decision, informed decision, what we say, that where you want to go. Otherwise, trust me, wherever you will go, you will get frustrated after a few years. And that junction, like that phase of our career is very important, like 5-6 years to 10-12 years. So somebody will like understand within 5 years, somebody might take 10 years, but that is when you become matured as a professional and take a call that what you want to do ahead.
Ma'am, actually, we sometimes take decisions on others' experience because others has explained to us, okay, I relate to it, but somehow your experience may not be the same as theirs. They must got a different company, they must have a different mentor, and their experience must have been different. You go to a different company, your experience is drastically different.
Absolutely. See, one thing which I realized, and and this is something which I can absolutely proudly say that I never fell in a rat race. Okay, because what happens typically, everybody want to do, engineering from certain institute, MBA from certain institute, like many things which they have defined. Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that. My point is, every human being has got a different journey because they are born at a specific time and they'll die at a specific time. Okay, your journey is absolutely different from your friend's journey. So when you will rise and when your friend will rise, it will be different curve. Do not at any point compare or get frustrated that today I am doing best in my MBA college, but my friend who is not getting best of the number is getting a better job than me. Doesn't matter. Trust me, because the day when you will shine, it will be your time. But the day he is shining, it is his time. It's a different journey, and no journey today is same. And remember, when you are hired in a company, and this is something which I tell in my interviews as well, you are getting hired for your skill, for a company. Okay, you're not getting hired because of me. You are here since you're getting salary in your own account. You are also accountable to keep the status of the company as much as I am accountable. Okay, so everybody is individual, and it's important to understand we all have different journey. Do not follow. If you follow, you might stay behind. Your journey might be going much more ahead. So it's important to look up, learn, but then walk on your own road.
It's also very important that sometimes as humans, we are very short-term or very short-sighted. Like this year, MBA, I didn't get the highest package, or he got the highest package and everything. But somehow it's not about 1-2 year or just after MBA. It's about like a 30-40 long year career that we'll have in the corporate.
Exactly. I remember when I was in college, I was in school. I was very particular that I've done 12 years in school, and within next 4 years, I'm going to complete my studies. But today, when I look back, I am 18 years experience, somebody who is 17 years experience. I don't see much difference. Or somebody who's 16 years experience, I don't see much difference. Or maybe 22 years, it's all same, right? But at the time, I was also pretty hung up. No, 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 no. I have to complete. What is the race? It's about life, and just enjoy your life and have and let the life surprise you. No point in you rushing or you taking decision on behalf of life. Life will take its own decisions.
Ma'am, after your CV gets shortlisted, there's the next round, that is the interview round, which a lot of people fear, a lot of people enjoy. I would like for you to give an analysis or give your understanding of the interview round on three perspectives. Number one, how to prepare in the technical side of the interview round, that is the technicalities of your technology or the company. How to prepare for the HR part of the interview, that is how employable you are, how easy you are to work with. And third is, since you have been in both sides, you have been as an interviewer also, and you're someone who's taken interviews also. So how, as someone who is giving interview, can judge the company whether it's the right fit for them? So
yeah. So first and foremost thing, an interview is when we hire people, at least when I hire people, I always say very openly that I do not hire to fail. That is also, you asked in the beginning about my KPI or my KRA. So in my current organization, one of my KRA is I should hire good people. So I cannot fail. Okay. So I will not hire somebody, first of all, who is not matching the skill. So maybe I'll go back to the first part. I'll come this later. The first question where you said that how to prepare, right? So remember, your introduction is important. Okay, how you are introducing yourself is important. MBA teaches all of you very good way of communicating, very good way of articulating. Make sure you do that. Make sure you prepare that. Even today, when I come to speak somewhere, I take time to stand in front of mirror and I prepare. Okay, because there was one day I remember, I think way back 12 years back, I still remember there was a big event and I was supposed to speak and I was not prepared and I choked. My boss really scolded me and I was like, I have in my school so many certificate of speaking, like be it elocution, debate, presentation, everything. And how can a person like me choke? But I realized if you're not prepared, you will choke. You will not be able to speak. Prepare your introduction line very clearly, very beautifully. Okay. Make sure when you're talking, you are genuine. You are listening to the question. Many people do not listen to the question. They just want to project their knowledge. No. Company will take only what they need. Remember that. You might be, superstar at your own position. We might not need that. We might need a very specific thing. So we'll take what we need. When you are asked, answer. When you are asked to speak about yourself, then you can speak everything. But when you are asked specific question, answer that. And be very confident. Don't hesitate to feel that, say that, you don't know something. Or maybe you will learn more about it. That's okay. No company expects that the person will know everything and then the person will come. Then the person would have already been in that role, right?
It's
so
very,
why we
very
would
important
expect
that you raise this point, because a lot of people fear saying this, that I don't know, yeah, I have not learned about it. You, someone who takes interview, has raised this point in a podcast. It's very important for someone who will be watching this podcast and giving interviews in future.
Yeah, and when I take interview, I make sure that the person understand what is the organization and what exactly is the role. Okay, so it's a mutual responsibility. It's not only you are fearing that you are giving interview. Even I am every time very much afraid. Okay, how the interview is going to judge, because I am selling a role. Yes. Right, in today's market, I am also offering a role. So you are my customer when you are giving interview. Don't be afraid. Okay, but make sure today's world when we are looking at things, like we really feel very much, and we all discuss at our level, that the authenticity or the trust or maybe genuineness among people, or what we call as just lacking the word, basically we trust on the words, That has reduced quite a lot. People today are, they're saying something, doing something, and like that becomes very difficult for us genuinely to help them to grow in their career. Okay, again, I would say just help, because everybody's career growth is completely dependent on them. It's just we can support and say, oh, you can do this if they need, but we cannot build your career. It's absolutely your thing. But we have seen, the loyalty part, somewhere in today's generation, we are finding it difficult to build. Probably it's our mistake, the way we are nurturing them, or maybe they need to give us more time so that we can nurture them, because today they are young, tomorrow they will be also in our position.
Yes.
And they should not be in a position where they do not see loyalty at all. Like we at least see L of loyalty, they do not see loyalty at all. So it's important that you hold your very correctness, righteousness, understand things, and then you take your call. And one most important thing, when you're going for an interview, study about the organization. That shows the interviewer that you are genuinely interested in that organization. Do not come in the interview and say, oh, I didn't get time to read about their company. No. It makes the interviewer feel, oh, this guy is not interested. So he's just coming here as like there's a mock interview, he's giving a mock interview. So that shows people, and come well prepared, come well dressed, be clean, be very clear in your body language. I've seen many people, like taking a chair, swinging and answering. That makes me feel, oh, you're not at all interested. But I'm sure MBA trains you about all these things very well, grooms you well. So it's important that you take your own course also very seriously, and take this word, maybe it will help some or other thing.
Yes, ma'am. If you tell me, I can talk with you for another 1 hour on a number of different facets. But I would like to, as we come to the end of the podcast, I would like, since you have an 18 years of corporate experience and been in the corporate, any final piece of advice for MBA students who are most of our audience that you would like to give them, giving into their careers, getting into the corporate? So any final piece of advice that you feel has helped you throughout your career. So anything that you would like to say?
Maybe a few quick points I would say. First and foremost thing, own your career. Okay? Own your life. Nobody should be taking decision on your behalf. If you succeed, it's your success. If you fail, it's your failure. Rather, I would not say we ever fail. We always learn and evolve. Like I know some of the things, like some of the questions might be like, how do you deal with your failure? I never had a failure. Because I just felt it was a phase of my life which I moved on. Okay. So own your career, own your absolute life. That's one. Take your own decisions. My father always used to say, hear from all, but make your own decision. So he's not there today, but I still remember that one point, right? Second thing is, do not fall in rat race. Trust me, you're not going anywhere. You are going to rotate in your own orbit. Okay? You have your specific journey. You have your own skills. So trust yourself. Have confidence. Okay? Third, work on your resilience. Okay? Whatever happens, so be a phoenix. If world collapse tomorrow, okay, how you can get up from there and then work. I just maybe like end by putting a little story about my life here. I still remember when I joined my engineering college. It was a private engineering college, and my father asked me that I'm a retired man. I can either get you married or I can make you study. So he was very clear that either of the two things I can do. So I said, don't worry, Dad. You make me study, you give my money for my studies. I will ensure that I am marrying properly without anything, any jewelry or any sari less. So I'll do everything for myself. And I genuinely kept that. And the old man trusted me. When I was in my second year, there were a lot of challenges in the college. And there was a situation where many students from the college, they left the college. Okay. And I was being asked by my father that what to do now. I've already taken loan. So can you manage, or what exactly is running in your mind? I don't know what confidence. I was very young at that time, around 19 years. So I don't know what confidence I had at that time, but I just told my father that if there is one student out of this whole batch who is going to get the job, it would be me. So don't worry, I will stick to this college. And I don't know what was the confidence there at that time, but it worked. So I got job before my college ended. So it's important that you trust yourself. You have that willpower, whatever goes down. And I was always clear that if I do not get in IT, at least I will get in some other way. I will be a salesperson. I will sit somewhere. I'll do something. And for me, no job is odd job. Like anything where I'm putting my effort, I'm earning, it's important for me. Okay, so have that very openness when you look at your job. So don't consider that if you're assigned to some work or other work which is not as per your skill, don't worry. It is preparing for a better tomorrow. These skills will help you. So have these things very much in your control. Have your life in your control. Trust me, it will do well for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time, your wisdom, and also when you were speaking about rat race and everything, a very famous comedian is there, that is Zakir Khan. So he asked in one of his shows that कौन कौन अपने क्लास पे टॉपर थे. So people raised their hand from the audience. They said कौन कौन लास्ट बेंच पे बैठते थे और सब्जेक्ट में फेल किया. So the people raised their hand. तो बोलते क्या फर्क पड़ता है, तुम भी यहाँ हो, हम भी यहाँ हैं. जिंदगी में किसी ना सबका कुछ ना कुछ हो ही जाता है.
Exactly. कुछ ना कुछ हो ही जाता है. So don't worry, you will have your own thing. The naughtiest boy of my college, like the guy who used to wear a t-shirt saying, I obey no rules. Okay. He is a dean of computer science in UP somewhere. Okay. So I don't know exactly university, but I was like, God, he never attended anything. He's a dean of an engineering college. Can you imagine? Like, we never thought like that. And the first girl who we had, she was amazing. She got married before our engineering got over, and she's having, I think now 16 years ka beta. Okay. And she's happily a housewife. She's also doing amazing like a homemaker. So it doesn't matter. Okay. It's important for you to understand what you want to do. Do not follow. Just take advice and then move your own way.
Thank you so much. That's a great note to end our podcast on. So thank you so much for your time. And yeah, I will love to have you.
And it's absolutely sure, and it's absolutely lovely to talk to you, Vaibhav, and all the students, of course, whoever will be listening me. Just wanted to wish you good luck. You guys are very privileged to be in an institute like IIM, and of course, when you enter the industry will be there to welcome you, because a lot of freshness will come when the students come in, and we really look forward from the strategist of today's world. So thank you for having me here. It was lovely talking to you, Vaibhav. Thank you. Bye-bye.